My dear Gemini, I see you. I see what you have been carrying. I see the version of you that has been waiting, quietly, sometimes for years, for the moment your voice finally finds its audience. That moment is no longer hypothetical, my darling. Jupiter is now in your third house. Your house, your voice house, your communication house, the house that has belonged to Gemini since the beginning of astrology. And as of June 30th, Jupiter is going to sit there for 13 full months, until July 25th of 2027. July is the first complete month of this transit, and there are 3 things happening this month that, if you understand them correctly, will reshape the entire next year for you. Your ruling planet Mercury stations direct on July 23rd, releasing weeks of internal review. The lunar nodes shift on July 26th, repositioning your 18-month destiny axis. And 6 weeks from now, on August 12th, a total solar eclipse lands almost directly on Jupiter in your third house, possibly the most voice-defining day of your decade. I am Madame Aurora, 35 years studying the stars from my office in Manhattan. And I want to be honest with you, my dear Gemini. July is not a quiet month. It is the bridge between the magic of June, when Jupiter walked into your voice house, and the lightning of August 12th, when the eclipse confirms what June began. The Geminis who use July will arrive at August 12th with their voice ready, their projects positioned, their platforms aligned. The Geminis who drift through July arrive at August 12th and watch other people receive what could have been theirs. I do not want that for you. Stay with me, because what I am about to share with you will reshape how you walk through the most consequential 6 weeks of your year. Before I take you any further, I want to acknowledge something. Gemini is the most underestimated sign when it comes to depth. The world has spent your whole life calling you scattered, surface, indecisive, two-faced. The world has been wrong, my darling. You are the messenger between worlds. You are the bridge between minds. You are the one who can see 8 sides of an argument at once and still know the truth. And the universe has been keeping count of every time you hid your depth to make other people comfortable. In July, the hiding ends. Your voice is in its own house. Your ruler is about to turn direct. House and your destiny axis is repositioning onto the houses that matter most to who you are becoming. The version of you who has been waiting for permission to speak. The permission arrives this month. But first, let me tell you about Catherine. Catherine is a Gemini client of mine from Manhattan, born in late May, who came to me in July of 2014, 12 years ago this very month, the last time Jupiter had just entered Leo and her third house. Catherine was 43 then. She had been working as a corporate communications director for 16 years. She was good at her job. She wrote well. She spoke well. She had a voice. But it was always for other people's brands, never for herself. She came to me one afternoon and said, "Aurora, I think I have a book in me. I have been thinking about it for years. Mercury is a retrograde right now, and I cannot write a single coherent sentence. Should I give up?" I told her, "Catherine, my darling, you do not understand what is happening. Jupiter just entered your third house at the very end of June. Mercury, your ruling planet, is retrograde in your second house through July 23rd. Your soul is asking you to write the book. Your ruling planet is asking you to wait 3 more weeks before you actually start writing. This is not contradiction. This is sacred sequencing. Use the next 3 weeks to dream about the book. Outline it. Imagine the chapters. Write nothing for publication yet. Then, on July 23rd, when Mercury turns direct, begin writing for real. By August 12th, when the eclipse lands on Jupiter in your third house, you will have momentum. By autumn, so you will have a real manuscript." She listened. She spent the first 3 weeks of July dreaming. She outlined. She gathered notes. She did not force the writing. On July 23rd, the day Mercury stationed direct, she sat down and wrote her first real chapter. By the time of the August 12th eclipse, she had 3 chapters. By the end of 2014, she had a complete manuscript. By 2015, an agent. By 2016, a published book. By 2017, a second one. Today, 12 years later, Catherine writes full-time, lectures internationally, and runs a small writing studio for women entering second careers in their 40s and 50s. She told me last summer that the year Mercury and Jupiter coordinated themselves around her voice was the year her real life began. The same kind of coordination is now arriving for you, my dear Geminis. Now, before I take you any further, my darling, I want to pause for just a moment. If what I am sharing is landing for you, if Catherine's story made you recognize something in yourself, even for a second, tap that little like button just below this video. It is a tiny gesture, but it tells YouTube to bring this kind of guidance to more Gemini souls who are quietly carrying a voice that wants to come forward. So many Geminis are at the threshold of their voice chapter and looking for confirmation. Your like helps them find this video. And if you are not yet subscribed, this is the moment. July is the bridge to August 12th, and that eclipse will be one of the most voice-defining days of your decade. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you do not miss the August forecast, which I will publish the first week of August. I have been preparing it for months. Now let me show you what is actually happening in your chart this July. Here is the month, transit by transit. July opens with Jupiter newly settled in Leo and your third house, with Mercury still retrograde in your second house, and with Mars in your sign giving you fire and momentum. The first week of July is a bridge week. The universe has just changed configuration, and you're adjusting. Things to do, observe. Pay attention to what is happening around your voice and your writing. Notice what topics you are drawn to. Notice who reaches out to you. Notice what conversations feel different now. Mars in your sign through August 11th means your magnetism is high all month. So you be visible, but do not start brand new public-facing projects during Mercury retrograde. Things not to do. Do not sign a contract, launch a platform, send a major public statement, or commit to a major financial decision in the first 3 weeks of July. Mercury retrograde in your money house is asking you to review, not commit. Use the time well. Now let me give you the most important date of the first half of the month. On July 11th, at 5:41 in the morning Pacific Time, Venus leaves Gemini, your sign, and enters Cancer, your second house of money. Venus in your sign for the past 3.5 weeks has made you magnetic, attractive, charming. As Venus moves into your money house, your attention shifts from being attractive to thinking about what you are worth, what you charge, what you accept, what value you bring. Venus in your second house for the next 3 weeks asks you to value yourself more visibly, to charge what you are worth, not what feels safe, to accept money that has been offered without minimizing it. This is significant because the Mercury retrograde in your second house is asking similar questions in a different way. Mercury wants you to review your financial life. Venus wants you to feel beautiful about it. The two energies coordinate. By the time Venus leaves your second house in early August, you will have a clearer sense of what your work is actually worth. Wait. Before I continue, I need to interrupt myself because something significant happens just 3 days after Venus changes signs. On July 14th, at 1:44 in the morning, Pacific Time, a new moon perfects at 22 degrees, 36 minutes of Cancer, in your second house of money. New moons begin chapters. But this one happens during Mercury retrograde, in your money house, with your ruling planet still walking backward. So this is not a normal new moon. My darling, it is a setting intentions, quietly new moon, not a launch, not an announcement, a planting of seeds underground. I want to be specific here. The Geminis who use this new moon best do not begin new income projects on or around July 14th. They use it to set internal intentions about what they want their financial life to look like after Mercury stations direct. What do you want to charge? What do you want to refuse? What income source do you want to grow? What expense do you want to release? Write these answers down on July 14th or 15th. Then put the list somewhere private. Do not act on the list yet. Action begins on July 23rd, when Mercury stations direct. The new moon is for the planning. The Mercury direct station is for the launching. And there is something else about this new moon that most astrologers will miss. It happens at 22 degrees of Cancer, which is squared by Mars in late degrees of Gemini at that moment. Mars in your sign square the new moon in your money house means there may be a tension between your personal will and your financial reality during the second week of July. You want to push forward. Your money house is asking you to wait. The right move is honoring both. Push forward on your visibility, your personal energy, your physical fire, but do not push forward on financial commitments yet. Pause for just one moment, my darling. I know this is a lot. I have been putting hours into this video, researching the exact degrees, the exact times, the way the transits actually land on a Gemini chart, because you deserve real guidance, and not generic horoscopes. If this is bringing you value, would you do me 3 small things, like this video? It tells YouTube this matters. Subscribe and turn on the bell if you have not yet. August's video will cover the entire week of the August 12th eclipse on Jupiter, in your sign's house, day by day. And that is the most important video I will publish all year for Geminis. You absolutely cannot miss the eclipse preparation, and write to me in the comments. Even one sentence. Other Geminis in this comment section are reading and recognizing themselves. We are becoming a community now. Thousands of Geminis all walking through the same once in 12 years voice chapter together. Come be part of it. Now let me continue. Now comes the most important single date of your month, July 23rd. At 9:58 in the morning Pacific Time, your ruling planet Mercury stations direct at 16 degrees 48 minutes of Cancer. After almost 4 weeks of internal review, your ruler turns forward. This day is critical for Gemini, and I want you to understand why. Mercury rules your sign, which means when Mercury changes direction, you feel it more than any other sign feels Mercury direction changes. The fog of the past 4 weeks lifts. The decisions you have been postponing become possible. The conversations you have been avoiding become productive. The projects you have been outlining become ready to begin. The contracts you have been hesitating about become signable. Mark July 23rd as the unofficial reset of your second half of the year. Things to do on or after July 23rd. Begin the writing project you have been outlining. Send the proposal you have been polishing. Launch the platform. Sign the contract. Have the conversation. Make the financial decision. Negotiate the rate. Accept the role. Things you can finally do without resistance from the universe. The Geminis who launch on or shortly after July 23rd arrive at August 12th, with momentum already built. The Geminis who wait until August to begin will be playing catch-up to the eclipse. But the timing must be precise. Do not launch before July 23rd, no matter how impatient you are. The cost of premature launching during Mercury retrograde is high. Your communications get misinterpreted, your offers fall flat, your numbers get wrong, your audience does not respond. Wait the extra week. The universe is offering perfect timing if you respect it. I want to interrupt myself again, my darling, because I need to talk about July 26th, which is one of the most important dates in your entire 18-month period. And most astrologers will mention it briefly, without explaining what it actually means for Gemini. On July 26th, at 9:38 in the morning Pacific Time, the lunar nodes shift signs. The North Node, the point of soul destiny, leaves Pisces and enters Aquarius. The South Node, the point of soul release, leaves Virgo and enters Leo. For the next 18 months, until January of 2028, the eclipses will happen on the Aquarius-Leo axis. For you, this means your eclipse axis shifts. The North Node will be in your 9th house of higher meaning, foreign places, publishing, see philosophy and faith. The South Node will be in your 3rd house of communication, voice, writing, and immediate community. And here is what most astrologers will not tell you. These two houses are the destiny axis for a Gemini specifically. The third house is your natural house. The ninth house is your opposite house. Your soul work, your entire life, runs on this third-ninth axis. From July 26th, you have 18 months of the lunar nodes activating your most personal axis. The eclipses on this axis will define the next 2 years of your life. What does this mean practically? The North Node in your ninth house from late July is asking you to expand. Bigger ideas, bigger places, bigger philosophies, bigger publishing. The South Node in your third house is asking you to release something about your relationship with daily communication, the small talk, the immediate environment, the scattered intake of information. Many Geminis spend years over-consuming small communications, news, social media, gossip, fragments of information that exhausts the mind and prevents the deeper writing. The South Node in your third house, paradoxically, is asking you to release that pattern while Jupiter is expanding the deeper third house meaning. So the work for the next 18 months is consume less, create more. Take in less fragment, produce more depth. Curate what enters your mind. Use what you have already taken in to make something. The full moon on July 29th at 6 degrees 53 minutes of Capricorn falls in your 8th house of joint money, like shared resources, debts, taxes, intimacy, and deep psychological transformation. A deep matter culminates. A joint financial decision is finalized. A piece of psychological work integrates. An intimate conversation with a partner reaches its truth. A hidden material surfaces for release. The 8th house full moon, combined with Mercury direct and the lunar nodes recently shifted, makes the final week of July one of the most concentrated weeks of your year. Sleep extra, drink water, honor what surfaces even if it is uncomfortable. I want to stop for a moment, my darling, because I know I have been giving you a lot. Let me make it simple. 3 dates to remember this month. July 14th. Your money intentions, new moon. July 23rd. Your ruling planet stations direct. The universe says, Guo. July 26th. The lunar nodes shift onto your destiny axis. Those 3 dates are the spine of your month. Everything else is texture. Let me give you the week-by-week breakdown briefly. First week, July 1st through 7th. Jupiter is settling into your third house. Mercury is still retrograde. Mars is in your sign. Use this week for observation and preparation. Notice what is moving around your voice and your work. Do not commit to anything new yet. Second week, July 8th through 14th. Venus enters your money house on the 11th. The new moon on the 14th begins your money intentions chapter. Write down what you want to invite into your financial life. Mars in your sign continues to give you visibility and energy. Third week, July 15th through 21st. The momentum is building. Mercury is preparing to station direct. Use the days before the 23rd to do final preparation on whatever you intend to launch or commit to. Polish the writing, finalize the proposal, set the meeting. Fourth week, July 22nd through 28th. The portal week, July 23rd. Mercury direct. The universe says go. July 26th. Lunar nodes shift onto your destiny axis. Begin, launch, sign, send. This is the week to act on everything you have been preparing for the past month. Fifth week, July 29th through 31st. The Capricorn full moon on the 29th brings a deep financial or intimate matter to a peak. The final days of the month prepare you for August, which will be one of the most consequential months of your year. Rest, hydrate. But before I move to your area-by-area forecast, I need to interrupt myself one more time and tell you something difficult, because there is a shadow side to the Mercury direct station and the Jupiter in third house transit combined, and I would not be honest with you if I did not name it. Let me tell you about Susan. Susan was a Gemini client of mine from Chicago, born in late May. She came to me in August of 2014, just after the Mercury direct station and the eclipse on Jupiter in her third house. Susan had had a beautiful early Jupiter transit. She had launched a Substack newsletter in July when Mercury stationed direct. The newsletter immediately found an audience. Within 3 months, she had 3,000 subscribers, which felt enormous to her. She came to see me and said, "Aurora, I do not know if I can keep up. I am writing 3 pieces a week. I am answering all the emails. I am posting on social media. I am being everywhere. And I am exhausted. Should I push through?" I told her, "Susan, my darling, you have made a Gemini mistake. Jupiter in your third house expands your voice. Mars in your sign expands your physical energy. The two together have made you feel like you should produce 3 times as much as you actually can sustain. Slow down. Write 1 piece a week, but make it your best piece. Answer the emails that matter. Skip the ones that do not. Stop trying to be everywhere. The Jupiter transit lasts 13 months. You cannot sprint for 13 months. You have to walk." She did not fully listen. She slowed down, but only slightly. By February of 2015, she had burned out. The newsletter became thinner. The subscribers grew restless. By summer of 2015, when Jupiter left her third house, she had a smaller audience than she had at the peak in autumn of 2014, because she had not paced herself. My dear Gemini, please hear this. Jupiter in your third house, combined with Mars in your sign, through August 11th, combined with the Mercury direct station on July 23rd, gives you more energy than you have had in years. Use it well, but pace yourself. The 13-month Jupiter transit rewards consistency, not speed. Produce 1 excellent piece a week, not 3 rushed ones. Have 1 meaningful conversation a day, not 10 shallow ones. Curate where you spend your voice. The Geminis who burn out in this transit are the ones who confuse Jupiter's expansion with infinite capacity. The Geminis who flourish are the ones who choose their channels carefully and stay with them long enough for compounding to happen. Let me walk you through each area of your life now, briefly. Love and relationships. Venus in your sign through July 11th keeps you magnetic and attractive. After Venus moves into your money house on the 11th, romance becomes more practical. Relationships that involve shared values, shared finances, or shared lifestyle become more central. For partnered Geminis, July is a stable month relationally. For single Geminis, the magnetism is high in the first week, then shifts toward more grounded connections in the second half of the month. The shadow date for love is around the Capricorn full moon on July 29th. Joint financial or intimate conversations may surface. Career and work. The dominant story of your year. Jupiter in your third house expands every form of voice and communication-related work. Mars in your sign gives you the energy and visibility to act on opportunities. The Mercury direct station on July 23rd unlocks projects, contracts, and launches. The August 12th eclipse will crystallize what July sets in motion. Many Geminis will pivot careers toward writing, speaking, teaching, content creation, or communication in the second half of the year. Money. The Mercury retrograde in your second house through July 23rd is asking you to review, not commit. The new moon on July 14th is for intentions, not launches. See, the Mercury direct station on July 23rd is when you act on financial decisions. The Venus transit through your money house from the 11th helps you value yourself more clearly. The Capricorn full moon on the 29th brings joint financial matters to a peak. Health. Mars in your sign through August 11th gives you steady physical energy. The Chiron transit in your 12th house, entered last month, continues the long, slow healing of hidden material. Your nervous system needs more care during Mercury retrograde and at the moment of the Mercury direct station. Sleep more, screen less, drink water. Home and family. The 4th house is relatively quiet this month. Use the stability. Now, my darling, take out your journal and your favorite pen. I want to give you a ritual you can do on July 23rd. See the day your ruling planet stations direct. This is your activation ritual. The day Gemini officially says, go. Mercury stations direct at 9:58 in the morning, Pacific Time on July the 23rd, 12:58 in the afternoon. Eastern Time, 5:58 in the afternoon London Time, and 6:58 in the evening Central European Time. Do the ritual at the exact moment of stationing, or as close to it as you can. If you cannot be available at the exact moment, do it that evening. Find a space where your work happens. Your desk is good. A reading chair is good. Wherever you write, speak, create, or communicate, light a single yellow candle and a single light blue candle. Yellow and light blue are your colors, the colors of Mercury, of clarity and air. Place a piece of citrine, aquamarine, or moonstone beside them. Burn peppermint, eucalyptus, or lavender. If you do not have these, any clean scent works. Sit at your desk. Open your laptop or your notebook, whichever you create on. Take 7 slow breaths. Then say, out loud, 3 times, I welcome the direct motion. I welcome the clarity. I welcome the voice that is ready. 3 times. Slowly. Open your journal. Write the date and the exact time. Then write the answers to these 5 questions, slowly, with the precision Gemini is famous for when no one is trying to be poetic. Question 1. What writing, speaking, or communication project did I outline during the Mercury retrograde that I am now ready to actually launch? Question 2. What financial decision did I postpone during retrograde that I am now ready to make? Question 3. What conversation did I avoid that I am now ready to have? See question 4. What is the one piece I want to write, post, send, or publish this week, before August 12th? Question 5. When the eclipse on August 12th arrives, what do I want to have already begun? So the eclipse confirms rather than initiates. Sit with each answer, then commit to action. Send 1 email today. Begin 1 piece of writing. Set up 1 conversation. Mercury direct stations are not for ritual alone. They are for movement. Then place both hands on your heart and say 3 times, slowly, I am the messenger. I am the bridge. I am ready to speak. 3 times. Let the candles burn down while you work. Do not wait to begin. The universe just gave you the green light. Use it. Let me speak briefly about rising signs, moon signs, and Venus signs. If your rising is also Gemini, Jupiter in your 3rd house expands your voice for both your sun and your rising. The voice chapter is doubly personal. Mars in your sign sits on your ascendant, high magnetism. If your rising is Cancer, the Mercury direct station happens on your ascendant. Your voice and personal direction unlock simultaneously. If your rising is Leo, Jupiter has just entered your sign. Your once in 12 years renaissance, and the August 12th eclipse will be on your ascendant. If your rising is Virgo, Jupiter is in your 12th house preparing you for your big year. If your rising is Libra, Jupiter is in your 11th house, community expansion. If your rising is Scorpio, Jupiter is in your 10th house, career elevation. If your rising is Sagittarius, Jupiter is in your 9th house, your sign. If your rising is Capricorn, Jupiter is in your 8th house, joint financial transformation. If your rising is Aquarius, Jupiter is in your 7th house, partnership. If your rising is Pisces, Saturn and Neptune left your sign, relief. If your rising is Aries, Saturn and Neptune are in your sign, the slow identity work. If your rising is Taurus, Chiron is in your sign, 7 years of personal healing. If your moon is in Gemini, Mars sits on your moon all month. Emotional intensity and personal momentum combined. If your moon is in Cancer, the Mercury direct station happens on your moon. Emotional clarity unlocks. If your moon is in Capricorn, the full moon on July 29th lands on your moon. If your moon is in Leo, Jupiter sits on your moon all year. emotional warmth combined with voice expansion. If your moon is in Aquarius, the lunar nodes shifting onto Aquarius from July 26th affects your emotional destiny. If your Venus is in Gemini, Venus on your Venus until July 11th. Magnetic personal Venus moment. If your Venus is in Cancer, Venus arrives on your Venus on July 11th, combined with the new moon 4 days later. If your Venus is in Leo, romance becomes expansive as Jupiter sits in Leo through your third house. Compatibility. The 3 signs most aligned with you in July are Leo, Aries, Aquarius, and Libra. Leo, because Jupiter is in Leo, and Leos become natural third-house collaborators, co-writers, speaking partners, platform allies. Aries, because the fire sign trines yours, and Mars is moving toward your sign's energy. Aries people bring momentum. Aquarius, because the lunar nodes shift onto Aquarius from July 26th, and Aquarius becomes a destiny sign for you for the next 18 months. Libra, because the fellow air sign trines yours and offers steady reflection during a fast-moving month. Be careful with Pisces, where Saturn-Neptune left and now Aries holds the slow work. Pisces friends emerging from heavy years may surface old material. Be patient with Virgo, your square sign. Where Mercury retrograde affected communication earlier in the year, Virgo authority figures may be slower to respond. And be diplomatic with Sagittarius, your opposite sign. Sagittarius people may bring intensity. The sign that will surprise you, my dear Gemini. Cancer. As Venus enters Cancer on July 11th, and the new moon happens in Cancer on July 14th, and Mercury stations direct in Cancer on July 23rd, 3 major Cancer events in your money house in 2 weeks. A Cancer will appear in your financial life this month as an unexpected ally. A client, a mentor, a friend who introduces you to an opportunity, a Cancer family member who supports a financial decision. Trust the Cancer. My dear Gemini, before I let you go, 3 small things I want to say. 1. If any part of this video has brought you clarity, even one date, even one sentence, tap that like button. It is the simplest way to tell YouTube to bring this work to more Gemini souls who are quietly carrying a voice that wants to come forward. So many Geminis are at the threshold of their voice chapter and looking for permission to begin. Your like helps them find this video. 2. Subscribe and turn on the bell. Next month's video will be the most important video I publish all year for Geminis. The August 12th eclipse on Jupiter in your third house is possibly the most voice-defining day of your decade, and I am preparing a day-by-day breakdown of the entire eclipse week. You absolutely cannot miss it. 3. Write to me in the comments. My question for you tonight is this: what writing, speaking, or communication project that you outlined or imagined during the Mercury retrograde are you now ready to actually launch after July 23rd? Just one sentence. Other Geminis in this comment section are reading these words and recognizing themselves. We are building a community here, and you are part of it. I read every single comment, truly. And one more small thing. If you know another Gemini who has been carrying a voice quietly, share this video with them. You may not realize how much one share matters. It is how this work finds the Gemini who need it. Thank you, my darling. This community is becoming something I never expected, and you are part of it. July 14th, July 23rd, July 26th. Write the dates down. The stars are with you. Jupiter is in your house. Your ruling planet is about to turn direct. The eclipse is coming. The universe is opening every door. Walk through. I am Madame Aurora from Manhattan, and I love you, my dear Gemini. I will see you in August for the most important video of your year.